and there weren't very many tracks that did that.
Or meters.
And then we moved it back again to the end, like everybody else has it, and that's where it stayed at.
Is there enough track back there to put it in the middle? I mean, is that?
I don't think you'd find a track coach that would want it back in the middle because it's so different than every other track, and you want to run similar to what everybody else has. I guess that puts a mind in the middle thing. I mean, you would want your kids running on a track that's pretty similar to everybody else's, and everybody has them on the end now, or in the.
Are they gonna stop or something if they're not there?
Huh?
They're gonna stop? Or, what the hell difference does it make where the finish line is?
Well, it does if you ever want to host a district
Yeah,
track.
you can't host any district track meets, and, you know, the conference might frown upon hosting a conference meet if you put it back. I mean,
Just because it's changed.
just because it's different. Yeah.
Because it's changed.
Well, if it's the only one around that does that, looks like I see your point.
Well, if we're gonna get prices for a section for the softball diamond, couldn't we just double that if we decide to put a section into start and finish? Wouldn't they
I'd
be,
rather widen them.
Yeah, the section
Approximately
is the
same
same.
size.
What I'm getting at is that these aren't even sections. I mean, these are just
I realize that, it's just that stuff we need to get it
raised
off
up.
the ground.
Yep. And then to replace the wood walkway that's there, it shows that it's gonna.
I guess my question is how important is it to be 4 additional feet off the ground?
It's important.
Yeah, Mr. Townsend said he'd like it, Bruce said that they would like it just because of the crowd. They've heard complaints about when they haul that little one to the start finish line now, if people stand in front of the fence, you really eliminate the first 3 sets of bleachers. You can't see anything. So that, you know, your first bench is here, next bench is here. Well, if you stand in front of the fence, you can't see anything. The first 3 sets of bleachers are blocked by people. So, I mean, I think it just makes sense to have them up the ground, or up off the air.
Also an option, maybe we do a couple at a time, especially those ones in the south, and then bolster those and then a couple to the north.
I think I better get a hold of Larry Readout from our insurance company and have him out to take a look at things. We just had to dispose of a set of bleachers on a little league field at Lakeview. It's not a school-sponsored field, but it's caused a huge community uproar about removing it. But we were told by the insurance company, it's a huge liability if you take it out of there. We have all these people who are upset with us at Wall Lake Auburn because why didn't you fix them? Well, we were told by the insurance company they cannot be fixed. So thinking of that story that we're still dealing with, I think I need to get a hold of Larry and have him come out and take a look to make sure that we're not going to fix something in some way that later the insurance company looks at and says, hey, that still doesn't meet, you know, some guidelines for safety, for our liability. So I'll get a hold of him. And what I have written down is we're talking about fixing what's there, leaving it where it is, and purchasing bleachers for the softball field.
Well, we also need to look at some other alternative other than this bid also here, because I'm really not interested in that figure myself, but I think that's kind of expensive. I don't know what their alternative is.
It seems like there should be somebody that sells stuff other than just these guys. Bruce acted like he's having a heck of a time finding anybody. Well, I can't hardly see this, but he was looking, you know, I don't know. So.
Is that guy
Well-
that has that gymnasium repaired, does he know people that sell bleachers?
I know you can contact Iowa Proving Industries. They do a lot of metal work. If you give me a call, I'll give you a contact.
Marty, isn't there,
I was hoping school boards might be able to help us out. I think first step might be that I better get the insurance company looking at this stuff so that we're not going to, we need to know if what we're talking about doing.
who did we have out there that one time? We had somebody come out.
Well, I thought it was him, but I don't know that we ever got anything back from him. So let me get a hold of him. He's been out on a health leave for a couple of months, and, but he's back at work today. I talked to him yesterday about bleachers out. Like, so,
A suggestion was made to me that there are, if you take the bleachers off, and then go to where the posts are, and you take a drill, and you drill down there, and there's some kind of tube you can put down, and then you pour it full of concrete, and you build it up to so far, and then you put a post on the bottom, or you put metal things on the bottom, and then you establish a post on top of that, which you can make a pallet. And once you have those things, concrete in there, you have exactly what you have, and it has to be drilled at the same spot. And so that's one way to do it.
But even after you get the posts in, don't you still need this metal thing?
You wouldn't
You
need,
need
you wouldn't
extension
need
up to get
the,
it to where you're at the height, but you gotta have a base. You have something to go up on top of that.
you wouldn't need the riser part that they're talking about, but you'd still need something to set across the side post to put the bleachers, to attach them to.
It's a thought.
Well, it sounds to me like we need to find some more information. I don't think we're going to do anything more here tonight, but
I'll get a hold of Larry
Those
first,
are the ones
the
that tip
insurance
over.
guy, because I think that might be our first step for him. And he may even have some ideas about who could help us out with what needs to be done. My only worry is if we've got 10 people's opinions and then the insurance company still doesn't approve what we do
probably don't mean much.
for liability. I mean, we got our safety check back from EMC because we tend to do the things that they ask us to do related to school safety and that sort of thing, so I want to make sure we involve him.
Would the Booster Club be interested in putting in some posts like I talked about?
I don't know. I think we need to find out if the insurance company says that that's going to be the route, safe way to go.
Well,
My personal
I agree.
worry is just the whole liability issue. If we,
there's no sense in making plans if we find out after the fact that you can't do it. So we just will find out yes or no what we can do and then proceed from there.
yeah.
Otherwise, we can sit here probably and discuss for another 2
Then
hours.
we can
until
talk
know.
about where we can go next,
But-
Dave, and whether boosters or some organization or the school goes to the next step.
All right.